Welcome back to the Brother Pill podcast. I am one of your two hosts, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Tonight we have a very special topic, which is called Do Black Businesses Overcharge and Underdeliver? Do Black businesses overcharge and underdeliver? As you guys know, I'm here with my co-host, Steve the Dean Williams. Just a little bit about myself. My main channel is O'Shea Duke Jackson on YouTube. You can find it. Over 42,000 subscribers. Subscribe, hit the bell. Also, check out my website, negromanosphere.com. All right. And we can kind of go from there. And Steve, go ahead, introduce yourself real quick, brother.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? This is the motherfucking Dean, themanmindset.com, www.themanmindset.com. Guys, the lines are open, so call in and we will bring you in.
Okay, so Steve, thank you for coming back on the show tonight. I know you just did a show, and this is a very special topic for those brothers who are Black community oriented. Okay, let's talk a little bit about that tonight. We are over 40 million people in the United States. We have a trillion, 1.3, at least a trillion spending dollar base that we can use. But Black people, much of that money goes outside of Black communities. Now, let me talk about the Black community as far as stratification is concerned. The Black community is just not poor Blacks. Okay, you have many Blacks in the Black communities that are middle class, right? You have a lot of Blacks who are upper class. You do have your fair share of Blacks who are poor and destitute, but to be fair, you do have a lot of Blacks who are not in that position. So we want to give precedence to those Blacks who do work, those Blacks who are doing very well, who are educated, as a good number of those Blacks. The problem is, despite all the education that Black people have in many careers and stuff like that, the money doesn't resurface into those communities, whether it's a poor Black community, whether it's a middle class Black community or upper middle class Black community. We still find ourselves, Steve, with establishing good competitive Black businesses. And I'm talking about not just on the small scale, but like the Black versions of Facebook. We don't have like a Black Hollywood, really. We don't have a lot of Black competitive magazines. So I want to ask you this. In your opinion, to get the show started off, what are Black businesses doing wrong that they can't appeal to other groups of people or not each other?
I've got a list of things, so I'm gonna try to at least try to take them one at a time. I mean, throughout the whole show, of course.
Okay.
I think one of the biggest reasons that most Black businesses fail is they fail because one reason I would say they fail is because they fail to provide good customer service. You know, there's always been a cloud, they always say, over Black businesses, and it always leaves customers with an uneasy feeling when they walk into an establishment.
Okay.
So I always believe even if you're serving just Black people, you still need to be professional.
Okay.
Because, and I'm not saying Black businesses aren't professional, but we know what we're talking about.
Sure.
You go in there and they talk broken language, broken English. They're yelling at each other in the background. It's just a bad taste in your mouth. And again, it's not all, but I'm just saying that as far as customer service, they got to understand when you're in business, even though if the customer is wrong, in business, the customer is right. And sometimes you got to bite your tongue and not argue or disagree with your customer. No matter how bad you don't like that motherfucker. The thing is your customer has that green dollar that you want. And if you want that return customer or that customer to give you word of mouth, then you need to close your mouth and be more professional when you're dealing with people. You got 3 calls, sir.
Okay, those callers, I know rest of the show, the callers are the customers, but you niggas don't have to wait. The reason why is we want to break this in. Steve, that was something I wasn't even thinking about when we were going to do the show, but you hit on a very, 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 very important thing, which is customer service. Now, what I've realized is in America, and as you guys know, I live in Poland, customer service is imminent. In fact, one of the companies that sell probably the best product at the most amount of money, and I feel that I would still buy it even if the customer service was shitty. You've guessed it, Apple. I want to use Apple for an example. Not only do I feel Apple has the best products, I'm talking to you right now on a MacBook Pro. I have an iPad. I have an iPhone. But go to an Apple store. Have a product that's defective with Apple. Apple has the best customer service. And do you know what? They charge the most for their products. But do you know, based off of Apple's customer service, you have people go to any Apple store in America any time of the day. Is it packed, Steve?
Yeah. Well, I got something to say. Yeah, the answer is yes. But yeah, I have something to say about that. Yes.
Sure. Please go ahead and talk about that.
Okay. All right. I'm a Samsung guy.
Okay.
Samsung TVs, Samsung phone. My kids are Apples. It's a great divide in the family. But let me tell you something. My daughter's her phone, they get the latest fucking phone, and something was wrong with it. And they sent me to a Apple store. And I will walk by it because I'm like, fuck Apple, Samsung for life, bitch, right? So I go in this place and they greet me and how you doing, Mr. Williams? Oh, you have this appointment, sir. Yes, please have a seat right over there. We'll be right with you. And while I'm waiting, they'll come by and say, sir, we're just checking to see if everything's okay. We'll be right with you shortly. And the guy walks over to me, sir, how you doing? My name is such and such, and shakes my hand. Yes, we see you have a problem with your Apple phone, sir. If you mind stepping over this way and over here, and how was your day? And we're sorry for the long wait. We have a bunch of people in here, but we're going to try to get you as soon as we can, sir, and make sure this and again, O'Shea, I'm all about customer service. I demand customer service. That's what I am because, I'm in the customer service business. Mm-hmm. And my wig was pushed back. I was blown away by the great service. Now, again, I'm never going to get an Apple iPhone. Fuck Apple. Fuck all the Apple products and shit. But customer service, if I know their shit is broken, I'm going to take that motherfucker right to Apple.
So let's talk about that. They're very, very, if their product is already not good and their product is good, product is excellent, their customer service matches their product. Now, black businesses, even from the small ones, because you don't really know too many big ones, and I can't say it's about all of them, but let's take black restaurants, because black people are good at black, barbershops, restaurants.
Yes.
Restaurants, you go to a black restaurant, the number one thing is the food good? For the most part, I would say, do you go to a lot of black restaurants in Texas?
Yeah. I go to a few. I try to give as much as I can. I try to go back.
Okay.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. But could we agree that most soul food joints are pretty decent?
Yeah, I would say, yeah. Again, I'm not in the spices and shit like that, but I do go to places where there are black restaurants. But it's just, but I only go once or twice because of the service, though.
Yeah, but the food is good.
Food is good. Yeah, the food is
okay,
good.
So let's talk about that real quick. Okay, so as far as the food, black restaurants, Leroy's Chicken and Grits and Gizzards and shit, barbecue, little Shanae's chicken house and shit. Shit is good.
Yes.
Let's go to the service. What's the problem with these people?
Well, the service, they don't treat you or make you feel like you're at home like most other restaurants do. They rarely will. If they won't. They smile. Okay, this is gonna sound weird. They smile, but they don't smile. The smile that they give you makes it feel like it's a fake, I have to smile. And you can tell the difference when you go to a white restaurant because you see teeth, you see them, you see light up, you see, hey, how you doing? You know, happy that you're here. Even in the Asian restaurants, you know, I do that as well, and in the Mexican restaurants. But the black one, they just more like, well, man, how you doing? Right this way, you know, try to get you real quick, sit you down. And it feels like they're just trying to hurry you down, to hurry you to get the fuck out and not make you feel like, hey, you know, take your time. We're here to serve you. I'm not saying all, but that's just the feeling.
Right. And then I think this is a very big problem because the thing is, a lot of black restaurants, even if they're good, they feel that all they have to do is to be good. That's it, right? You know, my food is good. That's it. But what black restaurants don't understand is you have a lot of restaurants that maybe the food isn't as good as yours, but the ambiance is better. Like certain restaurants may have more lighting. Certain restaurants have, you know, even in some black restaurants, Wi-Fi is a problem. Some black restaurants, a lot of flies and shit like that, right? You go to certain restaurants, it's better looking. It's look more presentable. The service is more nice. You know, you have Wi-Fi. Some of them even have tablets that's there on your desk or on your table that you can play with. And so a lot of restaurants don't understand is that in America, it's based off of service. Now in Poland, service is not really a big thing. You know, you can go to Apple Store in Poland, or it's called iSpot, and I'm putting that in the vlog. They won't even fucking talk to you unless you want to buy something. You know, they don't. People in Poland do not greet you. It's a former communist country. They don't know nothing about customer service here. But in Steve's point, black businesses, you can't charge a high price when your service is bad.
You're right, and let me give props to good black business, because see, the thing that they do that the black businesses don't, it seems like they try to keep it in the community, and they make other races feel very unwelcome. Now I always watch the Food Network with my wife, watching Guy Fieri. What he does, he goes around all over the United States and he promotes restaurants. And when he promotes a black restaurant, like you said, lighting, Wi-Fi, but it's a community of different races of people that go there. And I'm talking about women that do jerk chicken, soul food, or whatever. The ones that seem to thrive are the ones that welcome other races to try. There are African or even African restaurants that are open to other races. Come on in. We're going to treat you like you're at, come on in, sit down. How you doing? I don't care what color you are. Those are the ones that thrive. And those are the reason they thrive, because the thing that black people don't understand is what white people and other races do is word of mouth. Black people don't rarely tell other black people about, damn, like, when's the last time, O'Shea, I told you, damn, O'Shea, man, I went to this restaurant, man, you got to try this shit out. We don't talk that way to each other.
No.
But other races do.
Right.
And that's where some of the failure comes in at. But I didn't mean to go too long on that, sir.
No, definitely. Now, Steve, let's move the conversation where we're kind of, me and you differ a little bit in the theory and thought. And for those of you watching the replay, thank you for listening in. We appreciate you if you like the video and share it. For those of you who are currently live, this is a live show. We appreciate if you like the show, okay? We really appreciate that if you do so. Steve, here's what we want to talk about. Let's move from, we talked about a brick and mortar type of business, right? We talked about customer service. But let us move the topic to what we're doing here online, because we are a black business. Now you have one, your business is called the Man Mindset, which caters to men of all races. And so those people who buy from you are not most notably black. My business is called www.negromanosphere.com, which serves a predominant black base.
Yes.
and it serves it on the terms of entertainment, advice, finance, it's a lifestyle magazine. Now, Steve, we have Black businesses or entities on the internet. Now, the internet business is different than the brick and mortar business, but I came across a gentleman not so long ago, Steve, who was trying to get me to collaborate in a ebook he was selling that's $40. He wanted to sell Black men an ebook for $40 a pop. So let's talk about when to charge for a product, when to not charge for a product, and online, and typically how Black people try to do it and how whites do it. So let's kind of start off with charging for services or products online versus giving it away for free to build your base up first.
Our biggest mistake as Black people is that we don't believe in our product.
Okay.
Like white people do.
Okay.
Now, what I learned long time ago, and I have told several, and I won't mention names, I've told several Black business owners that not only are they underselling the product that they have, but the product they're selling for that price is not seen as anything of value or worth. Because what I learned from on the other side of the street with other races, nobody wants anything that people, when you look at other races other than Black, they don't want to buy anything that everybody has access to. That's just how they are. If they got this, if you got to ask the price, then you need to get the fuck out of the store. You can't afford it. But it's something in them that's saying that I got something that nobody else can have. And one thing that I have noticed from most of these Black owners is that they're doing themselves a terrible disservice because they are watering their stuff down. To me, if your stuff is that good, a $40 ebook, if you really stand on that, you should stand on that price, and you should never bring it down just to please Black people. Your $40 should be for anybody of any race who can afford this $40 thing, because that's its worth. But for a lot of Black men, they sell it cheap because, again, most Black people either want to get a discount, want to get it free, or if it's over $10 or $15, it's too expensive for them. So what a lot of people do is they'll cut their prices down to please Black people. Now, not all, because like I say, I got clients who do pay as well, but the majority don't. And that's the thing I don't understand about Black people. If your product is good, if you can sell it to the white man for 40, why aren't you selling it to your own for 40? Why would you cut the price down to $10 or $15 when the value of it is more than that? But again, you can tell Black people just don't find worth in anything that's cheap and they can get hold of. That's just how the market is, man.
Okay, let's talk about that, because we're gonna have me and Steve agree, and in certain parts agree to disagree in this particular instance. So this is what I'm saying. If you are a person like Steve, how long have you been doing the dating coaching, Steve?
I've been doing dating coaching since 1990, around 96.
1996. Okay, so you've been in, at least in this industry in some form, talking about women or dealing with women or teaching other guys to get women for over 20 years. Is that right?
Sure.
Okay, so for your course, let's just talk about your texting toolkit. Let's just talk about that real quick. Great product. How much is that texting toolkit?
Texting toolkit is $300, and if you're a Man Mindset member, it's $150. You get a discount.
Okay, so $300. Okay, but you've been in the game for 20 years. Is that right?
So, over, yes.
Over 20 years. If I'm a new guy and I have a product and nobody knows me, nobody knows my worth, videos up on YouTube, I don't have any, this is my first product that I'm creating. Should I charge $300 for a texting toolkit and expect somebody should buy it from me? Nobody knows me.
That's the next problem with black people. Yes, you should. And but the reason that you won't do it, or the problem that you have with it, is that black people have a huge failure of marketing online. You have so many see the thing, okay, the thing with customer service is this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like okay, think about this. Think about a new rapper that you never heard before.
Okay.
You hear him and he can spit lyrics or bars or whatever you want to call it. You're gonna buy, not only you gonna buy his albums, you're gonna go to his concerts because he's showing you what he can do. The thing is that you've got to come in wearing that Armani suit. You can't come in wearing a potato bag. You gotta come in and you gotta know what you're talking about. But what you got to do is give, like, oh, you're pushing me in the corner. And I see what the fuck you're doing, but you got me. You got me, O'Shea. Fuck you. You got me. Yeah, I know where this is going. I'm gonna say what I'm about to say.
Go ahead. I'm not gonna put you in the corner, player. I ain't gonna do you like that.
I just want to say fuck you before I say what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
fuck you. Got me. Anyway, fuck you. So what you got to do is you gotta give stuff away free. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You gotta show people that you know what you're talking about.
Right.
You again, remember, it's the drug dealer 101. Give it away free, get you on the comeback. So you got to start you got to give things away free to show people, number one, you know what you're talking about, whether that is a free ebook, fuck you, free videos and things like that. You got to start off that way. It's just like giving samples at the mall. Fuck you.
Oh no. So this is what we want to do. Okay. We want to help you guys, at least in my expense. And like I said, I'm not a great marketer, right? I'm a medical student and I know a little bit about marketing, but this is what I can tell you. And we should charge for this session, but we're not going to do it, right? We want to help you guys out. So get the likes up. If you are coming online, okay? And for example, I want to say this. Steve, I was known, my popularity came from YouTube. My popularity did not come from dating coaching. My popularity did not come from writing books, nor did my popularity come from writing blogs. I did blog a little bit, but it didn't come from that, right? When you are a YouTuber, that's what people want from you from YouTube. Now, here's the thing. When you want people to read a blog, or you want people to take their viewership and to read something, take time to read my stuff every day. And if people do not know you in that field, if you don't have a following to read a website or for a blog or to be a book, if you come out, and I don't care how good your product is, if your product is $300 and you expect people to buy it without knowing you, I'll tell you what's going to happen. Nothing. Right now, I think if you're going to have a high shelf product, like maybe like Steve, which is the texting toolkit, something like that, then you should have another product that you feel that you can give away for free that provides value. And see, this is the problem with a lot of black businesses, even online. A lot of these guys who are trying to charge $400 an hour for a session for consultant, $300 an hour. Now, Steve, let me ask you this real quick. Okay. Steve, how much do you charge for a 1 hour Skype consultation?
$120.
$120. That's actually a good rate for a guy who's been doing it for how long?
Yeah. I've been doing this, since 96, 95. Yeah.
Okay. $120. I see guys out there who just starting off in this game charging the same exact amount. I saw another guy that Steve put me on to that's charging $300 with no books out and no products out, right? Here's the problem that a lot of you guys got to understand. If nobody knows you, they don't know your business, the first thing you should be concerned with is, who knows me? Nobody knows me? Okay, let me get somebody to know me. That's why the How to Stop Simping in 24 Hours was how much, Steve? Free. Now, Steve told me I should charge for it, but do you know what? The statistics on the negromanosphere.com shows that in a month's time, we got 700 gain email subscribers and readers to the site for ebook that was free. And what we also got was a lot of people who were joining us on Patreon, right? People who wanted to join us on Patreon were not sure if we were good for you to join on Patreon. You read the How to Stop Simping in 24 Hours. It's okay, this is pretty good. All right, I'll start supporting this guy. This guy is credible. What I'm saying is a lot of guys in business, when you want to come out with the high dollar products and nobody knows you, it's a bad approach. You know, like I said, like what Steve just saying, also you can keep that product, but you need something else that you can give people to know that you are value. You need to have value builders. And this is the problem with white people. I mean, the thing that white folks get. White people, when they want you to read, go to their website, they always give you a free ebook.
Yeah.
Steve put me onto a website, and I got to thank Steve for this, called www.theartofmanliness.com. Steve, how many free ebooks do you get with the artofmanliness.com if you sign up for them?
5, sir.
Say it again.
5.
So stop the show. Before you even buy anything from the artofmanliness.com, do you know what they say? They say, hey, thank you for giving me your email. Again, that's the customer service, right? You sign up over there with them, and we're trying to get our stuff just like theirs. They say, here is not one ebook for your email, for you reading our site. Here's not 2. Here's not 3. Here are 5 free ebooks that will help impact your life just for you wanting to read my blog. Now, the Negro Manosphere has a lot to go up to. We're trying to hit 6 free ebooks. Right? We're on the first one. Survivalism is coming up. Donovan's is coming up. The comic. So we're on trying to get to at least 5, right? To try to beat them. So this is what they're getting. And the Art of Manliness has a lot of success. People don't mind spending money with them. Do you know why? They know they have value. Now, Steve, how many callers do we have in queue?
7, sir.
7. Okay. So let me do this real quick, Steve. I know I've been rambling here. Guys, we have 89 people watching. Do me a favor. Let's like the video if we can. Okay. Those of you who are listening to the show, if you haven't donated before over here, we always ask you, this is a black male show, okay? If you want black male media to continue, not the same people that's been donating, we always want new people. If it's $1 on the super chat, $2, hit the super chat button, right? And those on the restream, share this, right? Tell your friends about this podcast. We're trying to help black people, black men in general, to become better and do better. So, Steve, let's bring in the first person if we can.
Okay, area code 216. You're on live, sir.
Yeah, what's up, y'all?
What's up, Nook?
I agree with both of y'all, man, on this whole subject. You know what I'm saying? This whole subject y'all talking about, I agree with both of y'all on this. But O'Shea, when you say, like, I get what you're saying when you say, like, giving it away for free a little bit. But if you trying to make money off of it, you got to be very careful, because when people see you go up when people see you start charging, that might gonna make them lose interest. So you got to be that's a dicey situation right there. You know what I'm saying? But I know what you're saying, and like what Steve was saying, I agree with him too. I know exactly what y'all was saying. Y'all both are really right in this conversation. Neither one of y'all are wrong, in my view. Mm-hmm. And far as like,
wait, 216. I want to say something.
Far as like
216, I want to say something about what you're saying. You're 1,000%. See, O'Shea, listen to what he's saying to you. Mm-hmm. If you don't, and I hope I'm getting this right. See, if you don't set the bar at the bar where you want to set it, with black people, they're gonna get offended. If you're giving them something free, then all of a sudden you're charging all these what they call astronomical prices. You're probably gonna lose interest in them, because they're like, damn, you gave it to me for free. Then why the fuck why are you charging me this price for that? Is that what you're saying, 216?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
There you go, O'Shea.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and finish what you're saying.
When you say charge, like why black people overcharge for certain things, what the topic is, a lot of these black folks, see, where I'm from, Cleveland, Ohio, they give the Arabs here 7-year tax breaks. the mayor, this was passed in 1994, the old Mayor Michael White. So a lot of black business here, it's not many here because they can't really afford it. Like they can't really afford to stay in business long because they're not getting a lot of stuff that these Arabs getting, a lot of these Asians and a lot of these foreigners getting. They don't get these type of tax breaks. You know what I'm saying? And to top it off, blacks do need to learn how to show more customer service and talk to their people a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Because a person really don't have to spend their money with you. They're only doing it because you got something good, but eventually your stuff ain't gonna be the only good thing on the market, and they're gonna go ahead and find somewhere else to go. But go ahead though. You say what you got. You know.
No, thanks, Nook. Steve, let's put Nook on mute real quick here, and then we'll try to go next. But let me say this real quick, Steve, and I understand both of your points. Here's the thing: I've given an ebook away to people for free. Some of these guys have been following me for 2 years. Okay, some of these niggas will never give me $1. Right? I understand that going in. You have some guys who will never support you financially, no matter what you do for them. I can name dudes that come here every day in the chat. Every time the show goes live, they're in here. They will never donate $1, but they got the ebook. They'll want to get the second one, right? Now, here's the thing. You got to understand that certain people are never going to support you. That's business. If a person gonna say you give it to me for free and you charge me, that was a person that was never going to buy from you in the first place. You got to understand that customer. That is a person that will never buy from you ever. I've been in sales. You have a lot of people. I used to work for Verizon for 5 years. You get to get the call. Thank you for calling Verizon Wireless. This is O'Shea. And the first thing the person wants to talk about is what are your free phones right now? Tell me about your free phones. Now, this person will try to get the Galaxy Note 15 for free. You know, you have some people like that even online. Now, here's how you deal with those people who are not going to buy from you ever. Those people, if they're not going to buy from you, then they can still tell somebody about you. They can forward it. If they get something for free that's good and they like it and they read it, which is really what you're looking for anyway. You're not necessarily looking to turn that person into a sale because, to be honest, the Negro Manosphere doesn't have anything for sale right now, right? We will have products and courses and stuff like that in the future, but we don't have any of that right now. But the person that you're getting for free, you want them to be a fan of your stuff, whether they support you or not. They could tell somebody else who might buy something from you. That's the whole point. And if you are trying to set your product high and you don't have the fan base to do it yet, see, that's where you're going to go wrong. Let me tell you this, and I'll shut up. When I started YouTube, I didn't collect a YouTube check for 19 months. That means I YouTubed for free almost at least 3 to 4 times a week for 19 months and did not get $1. I didn't get my first check from YouTube until September 2016. So I've only been getting paid off YouTube for a little bit over a year, but I've been YouTubing since March 2015. Do you know that it took 19 months to build up the credibility that I have now? And some of those guys who've been watching me since March 2015 have never given me one donation. But I'm not worried about those people who won't do business with me. I'm worried about those people who will either support the Negro Manosphere in the future or those people who will tell somebody else about it. That's what I'm worried about. You cannot be worried about customers who are cheap or customers who are free. They were never going to buy nothing, no way. Steve still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I didn't want to interrupt you, man. Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing, dog? You about to preach or something, dog? You get to...
Fuck you, no, man. No, I'm saying that you.
I mean, so Steve, do you agree that you have free customers, you have cheap people who never going to buy nothing? They're time wasters.
You do have time wasters on there, but again, like you say, just like me, I give tons of free stuff away. More, sure. I mean, was it 6 hours of a radio show every week, maybe 7 hours. On my website, I show guys how to make desserts for women for free. Mm-hmm. with my own money. I flew to California. I was staying in Beverly Hills, but I was going out and meeting women and interviewing them and doing things. I mean, you got to pay to play. You know,
Right.
this game is not. And people don't understand. They think this game is about you just sitting there collecting the money. It doesn't work that way. You're going to start off in the red. You know, people don't understand what the red and green is, but you're more than likely going to start off in the red because you're going to be investing more of your time and your money in to try to lock in people. And like I say, yes, people love free. Don't get me wrong. But like I always told you, the difference between the white man and the black man is that when you give them something free, they're going to share that with somebody, or because they appreciate what you have done, they're going to tell somebody else who they think is going to need it. Hey, Joe, Bob, Scott, David, Brad, with all that shit, you need to check out this thing. This is a O'Shea Doucette. This is a great thing. You need to go check it out. Send me your email. It's great. You know, that's how they are. But with us, we don't do that for each other. We don't promote because we appreciate. Because, like I say, I will until the day I die. I think you should have never put that shit out for any. I will all we will. The day I tell you, O'Shea, that was a good move, you call the police because someone got a gun to my head and is gonna kill me or some shit. I will never agree to that because the quality, something that with that kind of quality, you're a. And I love you when I say this, but you're a fucking fool to get that shit for free. You could have fucking taken some rippled up paper and scribbled some shit on there and gave that shit away. You don't give that shit away for free. Anyway, I'm sorry. Going off. But we do have 7 callers. But no, I'm just saying that I understand the method to the madness. But unfortunately, the thing with us, and that's hard for black businesses,
Right,
our own. It's you've got the business that is hard to build, but then we don't get the support like the white guys do. And it's not bitching, it's just how it is. Like I say, what do I always show you, O'Shea? All day, every day.
No, you do show me that. But let me say before we take the other caller, Steve. Here's what I gotta say. And people have told me, and I think there was a person here. Shout out to Malcolm Little for the super chat. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you for doing that today. Darrell Moore, right? He made a good comment. He says this because people said before, can you start a website for black men and black men support it? Even I felt it was not possible. But again, a lot of black people, a lot of black YouTubers say they don't get support. But again, you do not target what your demographic wants. Now, if you look at some of the other black male YouTubers who bitch about not getting donations, look at their content. Okay. Look at what they're trying to do for their subscribers. Their content is not about what black men want to talk about. It's about what they want to talk about. See, when you want people to be your customers, you customize things to the needs of your customer. You sell out to the needs of your customer. You talk about things that your people want to talk about, what they want to hear. Now, black men are no different. So we got to understand that. When we want to make something for brothers or for black people, we don't offer many times a good enough product to support. We got to be honest. We got to look at the product and say, is the product worth supporting? Look at most black male media websites. Are they good enough for you to support? What value are you offering? Do you give away a free ebook? Do you update your site every day? Do you do video podcasts like the Brother Pill? Now, to be fair, I will say this: if me and Steve had a show and it was, universal, it was all white men, yeah, I would probably agree. More whites would probably support than black men. But again, Steve, a lot of blacks don't get into a position to support because it's not a good product. That's what's different in the case of the Brother Pill podcast. Our podcast gets supported because it's a fucking good product, Steve. You know, and when we talk about whites and stuff, yeah, they don't have to sometimes have a good product to be successful, maybe as much as we do. But what we can show, Steve, is that if our shit is good like it is, people support it all the time. And I think another problem is the lack of ownership on black people when they're dealing with black businesses and a demographic. A lot of these guys don't know who they're targeting. You got a lot of these guys running around with the chicken head cut off. They don't know what they want to do. They don't want if they want to be a men's right activist, if they want to be a dating coach, if they want to do whatever. They don't know. They're doing too much shit. And they don't focus on the core needs of their audience. And that's another problem, but all things being equal, I think you have a point, Steve. Whites do support more than blacks, but again, blacks have not stepped up their game, I don't think. But Steve, let's go to the caller real quick. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Good, man. Area code 262. You're on with O'Shea. What's your name? What's your question?
What's going on, y'all? It's Steph. I don't have a question. This is a pretty goddamn good fucking topic, man. I've been ever since I graduated high school in 2015, I always wanted to be a fitness entrepreneur. And when you are a fitness entrepreneur like Chris Jones, you are your own brand, meaning that you have to know what the fuck you're talking about. So like you guys said, you gotta have an audience. In the fitness world, there's two ways you can build an audience. You can compete in bodybuilding shows to put your name out there, or you can do YouTube, do a diet, get shredded, and that puts your name out there. Kind of like what Chris Jones did. If you guys know Planetoshay, is Chris Jones.
Yeah, he was on my show before.
Offers great content. His programs are amazing. And I just want to get to my point. And I feel like black people, and this is just how I feel, black people don't want to pay for shit. That's just how I feel. Me being 20, I'm a fitness entrepreneur. People only pay for what they see value in. And I feel like black people don't see value in shit. This podcast, this show has changed my life. It changed my whole life. Why would you not want to pay for something like this? The free ebook is very, very fucking informative. Why would you not want to pay for that? And I know that O'Shea gave it away for free, but if it wasn't free, I would still pay because the quality content that has. That shit is amazing. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I know trainers that charge $20 a session, which is bullshit. And black people say, oh, I'll do it. But unlike me, I charge $50 a session, one-on-one. And people look at it like, but the white people will come, the white women will come, the white man will come. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's like I know I'm not talking like the dating aspect, but it's the same aspect because it's black business, being your own boss. You know what I'm saying? It's like black people don't want to pay for shit. They don't want to pay for anything. They don't. A lot of you see how many subscribers Chris Jones got. He only got what 360K, 400K. A lot of people are complaining about his shit. But you got some other white person that don't know as much as him, don't look as good as him, that got 1 million subscribers, you know what I'm saying, that's making 3 times as much as him. So it's like, you can't use that excuse. You still got to grind hard, you know what I'm saying? But I totally agree, you know, it's like, yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, black people don't see no value in black business. That's just what it is. That's just my opinion. That's just how I feel.
But 262, I want to say something because you have a fitness business, right?
Right.
Do you watch Shark Tank?
No, I don't.
All right, well, get a. All right, okay. I just want to. Again, because I support what you're doing as you're a black man and you got a business. I just want to give you a few things, a few nuggets, if I can, please. Just because that's how I do. I come up with ideas in my head. You said you're in fitness. All these ideas in my head, and I wrote them down on a piece of paper. First thing I ask you to do every Friday, watch Shark Tank, okay? Because you need to learn the language.
I got you.
You need to learn the language of how these billionaires talk, because it sounds like, I understand your point. You need to again, yes, gear your stuff towards any black person that wants to learn, but most white middle-aged women and things like that are going to be more interested, and guys as well. The next thing is, are you giving any free exercise programs?
Yes.
Okay. Are you giving a food plan for the week?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but you have to pay for that.
Okay, good. And last but not least, what I say is, do you have anybody that you're training right now who you've trained for like a month or 6 months?
Hell yes.
Okay.
Hell yes.
Okay. What I'm saying to you is this: that what is going to help you out. Okay. This is the most important thing, is that you've got to make sure when you have your client, take a before and after picture. Okay. To show your skills. And also no more, no more written testimonials. Either do a video or an audio testimonial. Don't write any more I'm not saying they write testimonials, but what I'm saying for you is, when you're dealing with a client, make sure they give you a testimonial, because again, this is word of mouth. This is not coming from you. This is coming from someone that you have dealt with. So people are going to believe and listen to the person that you've helped more than they're going to believe you, because they think you're just selling something. You see what I'm saying? So please watch Shark Tank and learn the language, okay? Because with what you're doing, I would say try to gear towards you coming out with your own waters if you can, your own workout stuff, your workout clothes, workout DVDs, and all kind of routines, just like like that dude, the ZX, the 25. What's his name? What's the guy's name that be kicking your ass? The gay dude, Sean T. Like Sean T. Yeah, Sean T. So
Sean T. Yeah.
So real quick, I didn't mean to hold up, O'Shea. I just want to say, look, what you want to do is always look at your competition. Look at Beachbody. Look at how they're marketing and getting their products together. Now you have YouTube. Absolutely do this. And what I would also recommend you doing is going, and this is the last thing, O'Shea, I'm sorry. But I also recommend you doing is going to a gym or any kind of fitness center. Try to get a side job where you are one of the workout guys. You know what I mean? I don't know what they call them. You know what I mean?
Personal trainers.
Yeah, the personal trainer or fitness instructor.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, all it is a matter of you passing out your business cards, and make sure your business card has some type of functionality, like a weight or something dealing with weight loss. Don't just give them a square card. There are tons of cards out there that is eye-catching. Okay, I didn't mean, it's just when you say things like that, my mind goes wild of ideas. So I just wanted to give you a few, big dog.
I have those. Yeah, I have those same ideas, Steve. Like, I really appreciate that, man, because in the fitness world, as a guy, if you want to start a business, first things first, you have to get in the best shape you can get it. And you got to know what the fuck you talking about. Because if you don't look good and you don't know what the fuck you talking about, they're going to look at you like, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing you got to do. So, yeah, I really appreciate what you said. You definitely are some good golden nuggets. Okay, so I'm definitely going to put them to action.
Shark Tank, please, on Fridays. That's a home assignment. Don't ever miss a Shark Tank episode ever. Okay, sir. Sure, O'Shea, it's on you, sir.
No. Great.
Let me see. Are you echoing now? Try now. Are you echoing?
Am I echoing? A little bit.
Okay.
No, but I think it's better now. Yo, and Sean, that was a good information, man. Again, just to hear this brother say the good things he said about this show and about the ebook. It was just great things to hear that. I appreciate you calling in, fam, and saying that. Great advice from Steve. But let me just mention some people who have supported us on Super Chat. Steven still $5. Eric P's always donating $3. Your ebook is priceless. So thank you again. Sean Gaines $10. Malcolm Little $5. Listen, guys, I want to say thank you for those of you who are rocking with this content, right? But I always talk about the new people. And like I said, this is a black business. Now I hear a guy in the chat, right? Let me just read this real quick, Steve. I don't want to be negative, but I want to read this. This guy says, I'm black, but black men betray me, so I don't support. Blame my past experience. So here's what we want to talk about right now. And you have brothers like this who they will understand that your content is good. They will understand that what you're saying is the truth, but no matter what, a guy like this is never going to support you. Okay. And Steve, we're not going to take no shots at this particular guy because some YouTubers will. I'm not going to do that. And the reason why I want you guys to understand, people like Vic Ade, no matter what you do, they will never support you. That's fine. That is fine, right? A person like Vic Ade, who won't never give you $1, but he'll consume your content, he might tell somebody else about your shit. You understand? So again, shout out to my man Stefan. Damn, boy, you is ripped. Let me look. This nigga, hold on. He might have to train me, nigga. Hold on, let me see. Nigga, I gotta do some push-ups. Okay, yeah, this motherfucker right here, I can't have him around my hoes. This nigga take my bitches and shit, dog. I can't. No, nigga, you out here doing push-ups and shit, motherfucker. But a guy like Vic Ade, he will never, ever buy anything, Steve. He's never gonna buy anything. People like this, you can't get mad at, right? If a guy like this is on your stream talking, I don't support black men. But listen, people will always make a mistake. You cannot be upset at people like this. A person like this, you give it to them free anyway, right? You give it to them free anyway. If you have something for free, you just want people. Sometimes people's value is more than what they give you for money. They can refer you to somebody that has money, right? So you don't get upset with people like this who don't give you money. So that's my take. A lot of black YouTubers, they will come out and say, if you're not giving me no money, don't fucking watch my shit. Now, I'm not like that, right? But anyway, Steve, what's your take on what the brother said?
Well, unfortunately for that young man, he's working. That's bad business. Because at the end of the day, even if what he's saying is true, it's still bad business to put that out there. Because at the end of the day, I don't care if they're blue, they have 3 eyes and 6 tails. Green is green. I don't give a fuck where it comes from. Now, again, you can now dealing with people, that's one thing. But all I say is you put it on the table and allow everybody to have a choice of who wants to go at it. But don't cut out a race because of a few bad apples, because that might bite you in the ass. Because if you're let's say you're dealing with a white guy who might be a part of a bigger company that is owned by a black man, and he finds out that you don't want to deal with black people, that black man who is over top of that white guy may say, nope, we ain't gonna deal with him. So you just never know how the connections connect. So don't be mad at a few bad apples.
Right.
Charge it to the game. Put your product out there and allow whoever finds value in it to buy it, but don't cut out a race of people because of a few bad people. That's all.
Let me also just be the other caller, Steve. There are other guys, right? And I gotta name a guy. I'm gonna name his name, right? I don't have a personal problem with him. His name Obsidian. He's a guy that feels, and we have a lot of black businesses like this. They will never support any other brothers, right? When it comes to monetary things, but he expects people to support his causes. He will come out and say black men are cheap, and you have a brother who has no evidence of him ever supporting anything with his own money. He even said it on my show. He doesn't do it. So here we have you type of entrepreneurs. You entrepreneurs who never grow are those entrepreneurs who feel like you never should give somebody shit. Like, I have a boy right now who's always trying to get the hookup for free on everything. When he starts his business, he's hella mad because people don't want to pay him for shit. He go on Facebook, all you niggas is fucking cheap. You niggas ain't shit. You niggas always want the hookup. But that's what you always want, right? You type of entrepreneurs in the black communities, it kills me right? You don't want to pay for any type of training. You don't want to pay for any type of courses. You don't want to put yourself, but at the end of the day, you're that same nigga who wants something for free. But when you open up a business, you feel that everybody should buy from you. And it's niggas like you who never grow. You know, it's bottom of the barrel thinking. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of you guys do that shit a lot. I see it in these. I see it's online, it's in person, and that's niggery type business. So again, so like I said, if you guys listening to the podcast right now, make sure you like the video. For those of you who want to donate, I keep hearing people say that if you have an Android phone, you can hit the $ on the Android phone, the Android thing, and put any kind of amount you want to support the show. All monies go to keeping the site up. It pays for the writers. If you want to talk to me and Steve right now, 515-605-9373, press 1. My bad, Steve, for rambling. Let's go ahead and go to other callers, Steve.
All right, next caller up is Eric 770. Which name we calling from, sir?
Hey, what's up, Steve? This is G from Atlanta.
Oh, another man that has, he owns a, hey, what I love about G, O'Shea, he owns ice cream trucks.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead, G.
Now, I wanted to know what do you think about this right here? I've been listening to the conversation. Now, it also goes by how much money, how much you put into your business, O'Shea. Like, I have ice cream trucks. I'm here in Atlanta. But when I looked around before I started my business, I seen a bunch of people out there with raggedy trucks. And I went out and bought a real nice one. And then Steve put me on to, when he had one of the Stomp the Dean shows, I spent almost $20,000 on this next truck that I ended up purchasing. And with me spending that type of money, all of my items on my trucks are higher than any other trucks here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And we all get our same supplies from the same place. But the reason why I make my prices higher is because that's how I feel as if my prices should be. And our people as Black people, they're going to complain anyway, O'Shea. They're going to complain if just because we're Black. That's how I feel. Mm-hmm. When they come to my truck, the first thing out of their mouth is, "Oh, you high as hell." I don't say anything. That's where the customer service comes in at. I'll say something like, "I understand I got dollar stuff right up over here." And regardless of if they're bitching or moaning, O'Shea, they're still going to buy something. So what do you think about that?
No, I mean, I think, here's the thing. In like an ice cream type of business, I mean, a lot of times when you have a nice truck, you're paying for the ambiance, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. So I don't have a problem with that, and I probably would do the same thing too. But at the same time, you saw an opportunity that the presentation of other trucks were bad, and you figured that what you could bring to the game is I can bring something that looks better, and people still buy from you. I think you're doing pretty. Are you doing pretty good with the business?
I'm doing very, very well. What you were talking earlier also about our people, they don't put the money into their business. They'll make $400 or $500 in one day. Those are the people that want to go out and buy the Jordans and everything else. Yes. And they don't want to put the money into the trucks.
Absolutely.
They don't want to put the money back into the business.
G, let me ask you. You said I gave you some advice. What did you do? Was it the billboard? Did you use that? What did you do?
It was a billboard, and I fought you on it the whole time because, in my mind, I never seen anything. I never seen that done before.
Oh, hey guys.
And what happened?
Hold on, let me pop my collar real quick. Okay, you now gotta pop my collar.
Go ahead, pop your collar, fam.
I do a show called Stomp the Dean. You come up with an idea, and I have ideas in my head already. Now, he had an ice cream truck, and what I told him to do is do a virtual, not a virtual reality, but what is it? What is that called, G? What did I say? What is it called?
No, Steve. What it was
I was calling you to say I was gonna put some rims on the truck, and you said put rims on the truck, and then you gave me another idea.
Yeah, well, and you utilize that shit now. Is it better than putting rims on the fucking truck?
Oh, definitely, indeed. But that's why my prices are a lot higher, also. But when I go into the white neighborhoods, you know what, Steve? When I go into the white neighborhoods, I don't get harassed. When I hear the other drivers talk about something, you can go into that neighborhood. Every time when I go in there, the police run me out, or the people say you're not supposed to be here. And I'm looking at their trucks, and I'm saying that's why they're saying that.
Yeah. Perception is everything. Okay, all right. Well, G, we want.
All right, man. That's all I have.
We want to thank you, G. But that's what I'm saying, man. Good business, man. Good job, and I'm proud of you. That, yeah, G's an old listener of mine, but yeah, I remember he told me he wanted to put rims on his car like he a hood nigga and shit. I like, no, man, don't put no rims on your motherfucking ice cream truck. Fucking is like soul playing and shit. But no, he listened, and hey, he's got success, man.
You know what? And I would love to get in the food truck. Shout out to my man Joseph Asbury, man. Listen, this dude always in here. I wish you would have just told me, man. $50 donation. That's what I want to say, man. And people like Malcolm Little.
I'm just trying to get his number.
I think he's in New York. Here's what I want to say about people like Joseph Asbury, Jamaican Pepper, Malcolm Little. This is what I want to say, man. We always have the same people. And sometimes 347. I see your number. So 347. I want to put your whole number out there, fam. Want nobody calling you. You know, it's the same people that always support. And this is what I want to say, right? We want you brothers who don't typically to support. Do you know what happens? We can do more, right? And before we bring them on, Steve, me and Steve are trying to build this empire. Shout out to Black American Expert. He's another good one too. And I got to do a show with you this weekend, fam. Stefan, you always, when you hit the super chat if you want, Stefan, but you support on Patreon, man. You know, you guys always support, right? It's the other brothers that we want you to get involved. $1 or $2. We're not asking for a lot, right? Because if all of you do, it's all of you are helping build black male media. And see, this is the beauty behind it. It doesn't take a lot of money to do what we do, brothers, right? And the more that we can bring brothers together, we're building a forum on the site. We can help other brothers get into their own websites, things like this. It's the little bit that counts. Me and Steve are going to improve this show. Okay. We can come up with more free ebooks. Now, even though Steve said I shouldn't give them to you, but when you guys support, we can give out more free stuff, right? We are about helping the brothers. I ain't trying to get rich off you niggas. Okay. But we are about helping the brothers. Okay. So this is why black men, if you have a podcast for you and you can afford $1 or $2 or something like that, support the show. This is the good reason why that, you know, we can keep things like this going, right? So again, we want to shout out to you brothers who have been donating, Malcolm Little and all that, to support us as we are trying to support you. So Steve, let's bring the caller on. Let's bring in Joseph on real quick.
Joseph, is this you, sir?
Yes. How you doing today? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What's up, Joe?
Hey, how all of you doing today? I'm doing fine, thank you. This conversation is kind of in my lane, similar to the gentleman who was talking about his ice cream trucks. You can see my little logo there. It says Studio One Production. I built myself a photography business. I'll send you my website. You'll probably enjoy looking at it.
Yeah, I'll post it in the description, man. Whatever you want me to do, just let me know.
But I've changed it. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that. What you say?
I'll put it in the description, man. If you want, let me know, man. We'll definitely give you some shouts out and get people to it.
Oh, it's www.s1pnyc.com.
S1pnyc.com.
Yeah, S1pnyc.com for Studio One Production.
Okay.
But about 7 years ago, I started really getting. When I left the Army, they were like, "Listen, you need to find a hobby," you know. So I bought a camera, and so I started. I just had a thing for photography all my life, so I decided to build on it. And I just said, "Wait a second, let me try to get paid for this thing here." And so, for a couple of years, you know, I was shooting on spec or shooting for free, thinking that was the way to do it, get your name out there. And then what happens is that when you do this type of stuff, if you don't set barriers up front. People, there's no value on your work, so people expect stuff for free. So, it comes to the point that you start getting very expensive equipment, very expensive support. I only have 5 cameras, different types of cameras, but if you see all the support equipment I have for these 5 cameras, it'll blow your mind. I went as far as turning my apartment into a studio, but then I went from pictures to video, and with video you have to know sound and you have to know editing. So now you have a whole gambit of things you have to purchase. And it was just like, it's inevitable that I build a business, and that's what I did. I'm a veteran-owned business, both certified by the state, New York, and federal government. And so in doing so, you start running into people still they want free work. I'm like, wait a second. I said, all this equipment I have here, I got to make my money back. Mm-hmm. And so, like, you brought up something I think about maybe two conversations ago. You have people coming up to you, especially as a black man or a black business. You have folks that come up to you expecting, not asking, but expecting you to have our price, as they would say. And I say, no. I said, I'm charging right now well below what I won't say I am mainstream. I feel I'm mainstream. I'm not underground. But when I look at my competitors' prices, I'm charging below that than the other guys are charging. Now, keep in mind, I also have a full-time job, and so I treat my full-time job as a full-time part-time job. And, this is what I like to do. But when I put out proposals, so I had to stop dealing with black folks. But I hate saying, I'm hesitant in saying that. I had to stop dealing because, like I would go to events, these fashion shows or something like that. Fights break out. They want to use one of your stands as a baseball bat to hit somebody else. No, I can't have that. Or trash your stuff. Or in one case, I had a camera stolen right from under my nose. So I had to regroup my cards here and say, hey, I got to cut some of these folks off. Not everyone, but I had to cut some of these folks off and come up with a different strategy. So now I'm going into commercial photography, where I do contract work for New York State and some of the government agencies. As a veteran-owned business, they can help you get those contracts. So that's the thing that's going on right now. But I just tell I teach part-time as a college professor, and I tell all my students, I said, listen, find yourself, if you want to, uplift yourself, uplift those around you, build a business, find something good that you do and build on it and monetize it. You got one life to live. You might as well not waste it, because the larger picture here, we as black folks are the largest consumers, and I have to watch myself doing that too, because I have every toy and every doodad to support my cameras, but when I look at it, I only use a fraction of it, so I have to stop and say, hey, I got to be strategic about what I buy. That is going to last me. I kind of felt sad here. I bought me a computer, an Apple a Mac Pro desktop, ran me about $4,000. It's the best one, but that's the last computer I'm going to buy for the rest of my life. It's going to last me about these 10, 15 years, if I take care of it. So, owning a business is a good thing.
Well, Joseph, because you are a great supporter of this show and everything, off camera, if it's okay, I'd like to get your number and throw some ideas your way that I'm thinking already. I looked at your website and I got a
thank you.
Oh no, don't thank me, no, because we appreciate you. And this is we love and appreciate the love and support that you have for us. So I'm humbly asking, let me help you. I'm not saying what you're doing is you're doing it for me, But I got, dude, I got a vision. And I need to talk to you. It's
okay.
in my head, so
please.
Yeah,
you guys have changed my life. You understand? So yes.
Okay, so what
you guys have changed my life.
Okay, I'm writing your number down, and what I'm going to do is once the show is over, because I got to do my 9 miles anyway, I'm gonna call you tonight, and I want to talk to you because I see. I see it. It's a painting. I see the Mona Lisa, and I'll explain it all to you. But hey, dog, I see it. I see it. So I will be honored to give you everything that's in my head for you, and you can take what you want, and it won't offend me. But I want to help you because you have helped O'Shea so much, and we appreciate you, man. Okay.
And I tell you what I want to do.
Appreciate that.
On my next coming vlogs, because I have my new series Black in Poland, I'm gonna basically do a sponsor ad for you on one of my vlogs here coming up. So you've always come in and support us, but we definitely want to do that. And so I'm gonna actually record it today, this week. So just be on the lookout for that, because you always do support and come in. So we want to show that love to you back. And so just be on the lookout for the next coming vlogs. At the end of the sponsorship, you'll see like an ad running for your site on one of the vlogs. Okay. And I want everybody to know that if you're in the New York area, consider if you want a photographer, www.s1pnyc.com. Okay. Go there. That's Joseph again. If you're there, www.s1pnyc.com. I'm going to link this website in the description. Also, so that if you people want to, on the replay, you listen to this, you want to get that particular, if you're in the New York area, go to the description link and you can find this website, and then you can book them. Okay.
Joseph, I'm rubbing my hands right now. I got so many fucking Joseph. Oh man, just hey, when this show is Joseph, when this show is over, I'm gonna call you and we gotta talk because I see
okay.
it. I got you, Joseph. I got your fucking back, dog. I get Joseph. I got you, dog. I'm excited about this, Joe. I got you. I got Joseph. I rub my hands, dog. When I rub my hands, that means money, baby. I got you, Joseph. I got you. I got you, Joseph. So I got you. I wrote your number down, Joseph. When this show is over with, look for my call. I'm gonna call you because I got tons of ideas. Hey, man, Joseph, I got you, dog. I see the vision right now, dog. I got you. I got you, man.
Okay. All right, so I've already linked it in the description, Joe. So
I'm not gonna ramble anymore.
Okay,
we got a whole bunch of other people waiting.
Well,
okay, and we just want to let you know we thank you, man. I know you didn't do that; you're just calling in support, but
no, thank you.
Yeah, and I appreciate you. So just let you know, the link is there, and then we're gonna go ahead. I'll talk to Dima. And shout out to Dima, that's in Russia that edits all of the work that we do here for the vlog. And again, thank you. And again, thank you all the other brothers, BT0BT for your $2 Canadian super chat. We thank you, brothers. We love you, brothers. Right? We do this show for you guys to try to educate and try to help and bounce best practices. Let's go ahead and go to the next caller, Steve.
Okay, Joseph, look for my call, but we'll put you back in the queue. And thank you, man. We love you, man. Thank you, Joseph.
Okay, then. Take care.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. Hey, I got something for Joseph. Okay. Area code 612, sir. You're on. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Anti-Gravity. Nice talking to you guys.
This is who?
Anti-Gravity?
Oh, what up, Anti-Gravity? What's up, fam?
I'm doing good. And this is for Steve. I know you always plug Shark Tank, but on the same network they have another show called The Prophet. Have you ever watched it?
No, sir.
Yeah, it's like about this billionaire. He helps small business owners that are failing, turn their business back around. A lot of good information in that as well.
I watch. There's a guy that helps bars, and then there's a guy that helps millionaires fix their restaurant. I mean, I watch some of them. I just don't know the names of them, but I know there's one that goes into bars and he fixes up the bars, fixes up the bars. I think that's on a TLC. One of those. Yeah, but I watch a lot of those shows. I just don't know the name, but I'm really into Shark Tank, man. But yeah, but I'll look for that, big dog.
Oh, definitely. and earlier you guys were talking about like customer service, and you guys singled out Apple, but I just wanted to talk about another one, which is Disney, and especially like Disney World. I have a friend who he worked as one of the Prince Charmings in Disney World Orlando, and they have some of like the best customer service. I'd say like number one. They create like an entire experience when you're there. And as it relates to like the Black community, is for them, he said that any of the characters that are working there, they're not allowed to break character. And if whatever kind of like problems they're having at home, they're not allowed to bring that to work. And especially in a lot of like service industries, I see that. And, you know, it kind of affects me as a customer because I'm just trying to buy some stuff. I don't want to deal with other people's problems. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
you know what? Let me just
economy is 60%, you know, service based. So it's really core, especially for the Black community. But sorry, what were you going to say?
No, this is true, man. And I was going to mention Disney earlier. Okay, Disney is so good at customer service. All right, let me tell you how good Disney is. Disney is so good at customer service. Disney is probably the only company that trains other companies to do customer service. I know you think I'm bullshitting, right? I used to work for Verizon Wireless, and I won a trip to Disneyland because I was good at customer service sales. I won the Verizon Wireless Credo Ambassador Award. Okay, and I got a chance to go to Disneyland, and you know their hotel is like what Disney California hotel is like what $400 a night.
Oh yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
Disney trains other companies how to do customer service. Shout out to my man Sanche Jones. They train Verizon. They train IBM. So Disney is the godfather of customer service that other companies look at Disney. And do you know how much it costs to get in Disneyland? I just want to let you guys know. How much does it cost to get into Disneyland? At least I haven't checked 5-6 years ago in LA.
$100, I think, right?
At least. Now, let's think about Magic Mountain down the street. Magic Mountain in LA, I'm from California. Magic Mountain got some cold ass rides, dog. Like Magic Mountain's rides are beating the shit out of Disneyland. But do you know that Disney is so cold with the customer service? And what makes Disneyland so good is from the janitor, right? Think about who Disney's employees are. They are, for the most part, college kids. Now, think about a company that makes a lot of its money on the theme park from people who are between the ages of 16 to 24. Because you don't have a lot of 40, 50-year-old men in those costumes, right? These are young people that are doing that, okay? So you have a business that's paying people nothing, right? These guys are not working for a lot of money, okay? I'll tell you another place. What's this place, dude? The chicken place guy. They're closed on Sundays. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
But Chick-fil-A, baby.
Chick-fil-A. Oh my fucking God.
They got crack on it. They lace that shit with crack.
That shit is good, dude. But you walk into Chick-fil-A, you feel like you're going to you get treated better than you do in the strip club.
Oh man, word for real. Hey, how you doing, sir? How you doing? Welcome to everybody. Like greet you. Hi, welcome to Chick-fil-A. May we take your order? And then they get your name, and they're always smiling. They're always pleasant, and the food it's a perfect combination.
Let me just say this real quick. In UPS, let me tell you about UPS. Right, the reason why I would say Black businesses are like the Postal Service. Postal Service. Them are some of the most rudest motherfuckers that you can ever meet. And the reason why Postal Service motherfuckers are rude, they know they can't get fired, right? Call the Postal Service. I'm looking for my package. The motherfuckers hang up on you. They take forever to deliver your shit. UPS, them motherfuckers are running to your door. Hey, sorry, I got a package for this. You sign the package, them motherfuckers is hurrying back into that brown truck. They know they can get fired. You know, so I just really gotta say, man, thank you for calling in Anti-Gravity. In Anti-Gravity, you were just last year. You came on. You were in Kenya, right?
Yeah.
Okay, in Nairobi. Now you came on to the podcast. Talked a little bit about that. Now I'm gonna come back to you. Let's come back. Let's just go off real quick, Steve. And let's come back and talk. Okay. Thanks, Anti-Gravity. He's been supporting me for a long time. Love that brother, man. He's in the Minnesota area. He went to Kenya to visit his granddaddy. last year. It has some good information. Steve, here's where I can understand black people charging a lot of money for business. Okay, you listen, Steve?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I know that you've never been to Africa because I could tell by the way you were commenting when I was in Africa. Shit. Steve is racist, man.
I am not racist.
Okay, but listen. And shout out to my brothers who are from Africa, right? You guys know I love you. I talk a lot of shit to you motherfuckers, but I love you. Love you. Now, shout out to Bua Bari, a writer from the Negro Manosphere. If you're in Africa, you don't have electricity. It's like, you see how my electricity is working right now and it's just full on. You guys know in Africa, what ends up happening is, in certain countries, especially like Nigeria, Uganda, the electric power goes out a lot. So electricity is much more expensive in Africa. So if I'm in Liberia, right, Monrovia, and if you guys know anything about Liberia, they are still trying to recover from that gruesome civil war that they had, and they're trying to rebuild the country. It's going to cost me a lot of money to run a restaurant in Monrovia, Liberia. If I'm in Haiti, if I'm selling chocolate Hershey bars, this is going to cost me a lot of money for me to sell it to you, because it costs a lot of money for me to get there, right? The gas is more expensive. It takes more time, right? A lot of things to run a business in Nigeria is much more expensive as it is to see. If me and Steve were in Lagos right now doing this podcast, we could not run this podcast in Nigeria for the same price. I'm in Poland. My internet's probably cheaper than his. Steve's in Texas is still more expensive than mine, but it's a little bit, whatever, right? If you are a business that's in Nigeria or you're in Uganda or Kenya, the same internet speed I get right now for about $26 a month costs $192 a month in Nairobi, Kenya. So what am I saying here? It costs more money to do business there. So of course, the cost of business is going to be higher for certain things, because it costs more money for electricity. It costs more money for certain things. It costs more money for cell phone service. Because it costs more money to keep those things going. That's one of the reasons why I feel like if you're paying for overcharging and things like that, then it makes sense to overcharge for things. But Steve, let's kind of go back to this real quick. If these people don't have the credibility, now I want to also say this, Steve. If you've been doing stuff for free, okay, and when do you start charging? In your opinion, Steve?
Well, I think that again, it depends on what your business is, man, because the business I'm in, it's all about really knowing your shit. So when I'm in, you can't just sit and charge somebody, because people got to feel you out, people got to trust you and things like that. So my thing is totally different. But I that's what shit. I can't answer that one, because I'm ignorant to other businesses. I only know the business I have and the ones that I've done. So, but I would say for my business, you gotta earn your spot. You gotta bust your ass and earn your spot. And we're cluttered. My field, it's cluttered with a bunch of fuck ups and bullshit. So it's even harder for us, because everybody sees the bullshit and they think we are like everybody else. So
So yeah. So I just want to say, and just before we get to the next caller, Steve, I did YouTube for free for 19 months. One, I was able to get enough money where I could upgrade my equipment, and I found that I had a following that would donate and would support me. At that point, that's when people that were new coming in. Because see, here's the thing: you build your following for free, right? When you start getting new people, and then people are willing to pay you, at that point, that's when it's no longer free anymore, for the most part. That's when so you have to understand what I'm saying. Once people are willing to, you're getting eyeballs. You're getting people trying to contact you. You're getting a demand for what you have. At that point, that's when you start charging. Now, again, you have to build up the demand for you. or for your or for your product. Now look at the super chat. You guys see this. Every show we have people that super chat. Now, if a nigga comes in to me or emails me talking about he want a free video, and we have dudes in here that are willing to donate or join on Patreon, what the fuck am I gonna tell you? If you want me to do anything for you, you gotta pay. The reason why is you gotta pay, and I won't even do it for the most part. No, I ain't got the time because other people are showing me that hey, your content is valuable, so that I would pay. So that's what I'm saying, brothers. If you are in a business that you want to get into a market and you can't get in there, then you build up the demand for people start wanting your time. And when people start wanting your time, separate the tares from the wheat by setting a price point. And you're going to have a lot of people that's going to meet you at that price point. And those people that people that are coming into you new. Now, understand this. When they're coming into you new and they don't know that you're doing the free before, they'll understand in order to get your time, it costs money. Okay. So let's do this, Steve. Let's go to the next caller, Steve. I'm bad. I had to get that off my chest.
Area code 316. You're on. What's your name? What's your question, sir?
My name is Ian from Wichita, Kansas. How you guys doing?
What up, Ian? What's going on, man?
Coolin', man. How you guys doing?
We doing all right, dog. What's going on?
Not much, man. I just wanted to call in and kind of piggyback on what you guys were saying, especially that bit that you brought up about the customer service quality at Chick-fil-A and at Disney. And for all the business owners and all the aspiring business owners, I wanted to give them 2 books that they should check out because these are 2 books that actually Disney and Chick-fil-A use to model their customer service. The first book is called Sam Walton, Made in America. Sam Walton is the guy who came up with Walmart, and you get to hear his biography. It's him telling you his story of the struggle and the hustle that he had to go through and the grind this guy really had to go through to create Walmart. It's a fascinating story. It will give you so much game. And then the next book that's really important is a book called The Essential Drucker by a guy named Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker is pretty much one of the guys that your MBA program is based off of. He's a fucking genius. He was a genius when it came to business. And Drucker actually has a different take on what it means to be in business. That's mind-blowing for a lot of people. Most people think that you're in business to make money, but what Peter says is that you're actually in business to create your customer. And when you apply that philosophy to Disney and Chick-fil-A, you see how they create their ideal customers. It was either Steve or O'Shea said that when you walk in Chick-fil-A, they're all smiles. They're like, hey, how you doing? Welcome to Chick-fil-A. They're getting you excited, calming you down, putting you in a good mood to eat some chicken and for you to just chill the fuck out. That's what they want you to create because that's the type of person that they want to deal with. Disney's the same way. They've been training all of us to be happy and excited from their movies and get ready to spend money and be happy. That's the type of person that they want to deal with. So I just wanted to throw that out there for everybody.
Steve, that's a great fucking point, man. I never thought of it this way, but I've been saying that a lot of guys, even on YouTube, man, these like black women bashing motherfuckers, and you know their fan base is always angry because they're angry, and they don't create the atmosphere for people to have fun or for people. And that's what's so different about our podcast, Steve. Like we create a fun, happy environment for people, and what he just said is what we try to live by, owner brother. That's fucking true. You create your customer. Do you guys understand what he just said? You create your customer.
Right.
Steve, let's talk about that real quick, man. What the guy is brilliant. Whoever he is, man. Shout out to you, fam.
He's brilliant. And let me ask him, because I think he's are you white or black?
You sound like you're black.
I'm black. Steve, I talked to you earlier, man, on the last show where you were going through Wichita, Kansas, and trying to find spots for me.
Oh, okay.
Steve smoking that shit.
It's all good. 316 from Wichita. Thank you, sir. Okay. Well, you know what? This is what it's all about: getting information,
right?
People, and that's what black people should be doing all the time. And he's absolutely right, man. You see, you can't. Okay. Like for me, my Hall of Justice to my Legion of Doom is a guy, I won't say his name, is a guy who tried to get into my field by trying to be something that he wasn't. And then when he realized he couldn't make any money in it, he does what most black people do that know they can probably make money, and that is rile up anger, rile up the people, pushing certain types of supremacies and all that other stuff out there, because he knows the regular black man is so angry and mad at the world and slavery. A lot of people are smart. And again, O'Shea, I do give them credit. I think it's fucked up what they do, but they utilize the anger of some of these people and rile them up. And they keep riling them up. And they make these guys go to them. It's like a cult, man. It's terrible. But you can't, if you're not fun and you're always about problems, people are going to listen to you, but they're not going to buy into it because you're not solving shit. All you're doing is beating down. You're beating down you're beating down a mat, expecting the mat to get up and move. But if it doesn't, you keep beating it down. It doesn't work like that.
Steve, let me just say, it's so smart. Let me just say that real quick for all the people listening out there, man. You create your own circumstances. Steve, can I just ramble? I know typically
no, man,
talk more than I do, but tonight I want to ramble, dog. This is one show.
Got the floor. I'm gonna give you something.
I'm just saying. I want you to whoop my ass later, dog. I don't want no problem.
Yeah, I'll just take your bananas away. But go ahead, man.
Let me tell you guys something, man. Let me tell you something. I came to Poland in 2015, September 16th. I landed in Warsaw, Poland, with 3% battery with 3 bags in 2 hands, and had to go back and pull 2 bags at a time to get the other 1 bag because I was in Warsaw Airport, Chopin Airport. First thing I did, I didn't have any cash, so I went and exchanged some money at the time, and then couldn't call the hotel that I was supposed to get in, and then I got overcharged a ride because the guy knew I was brand new. Damn, Sanjay dropping some money. You guys gonna email? Well, shit, you already a millionaire right now, dropping all that money. Shout out to Sanjay Jones, man. Appreciate you, fam. I got dropped off, fucking around in Warsaw. I was staying at a place called I forgot the name of the place. Anyways, the first day I got there, Steve, this is the only time it's ever happened. The hot water was out, so I had no cell phone. Couldn't call my mom right till I made it, and the cell phone was out, and it was cold water only for the whole weekend. So the next day I had to get my musty ass up. This is a true story. Get my musty ass up. Steve left. Walk around and try to find a place so I could exchange money. And how am I going to get to the city called Lublin, which I live in? Right? Already I'm ready to go back the first fucking day. Ain't shit working out. Right? Again, after I get to Lublin, guys, listen to this. I started facing people that started driving by saying racist things, people pointing, people doing things. Again, ready to go back. But again, I want to talk about just some earlier experiences. Being in Poland was difficult. But again, it has everything to do about you create your own circumstances, right? I said, fuck these people. I'm not gonna let these people. I came here for a reason. You're not going to disturb why I'm here. Fuck y'all. I'm here for a reason. Fuck you. And I didn't go out having attitudes with folks. I could get on here on YouTube talking about all the bullshit I have every day with people. But you know what? I started realizing what good I could get out here. What people that I do fuck with. How beautiful life is. That's what I focus about every day. And do you know what, man? My life is great. When I come on YouTube, I don't get support just because I'm saying funny shit. I don't be on this motherfucker hella negative like that, right? It's about creating your own circumstances. Shit gonna happen to you fucked up in life, nigga. That's how life works. Shit is fucked up, but you can change it and create your own customers. You can create your own people who want to fuck with you. You can create your own circumstances because you are in control of what you want to create for yourself. Ain't nobody gonna tell you that shit. Let me tell you that right now. You can do it. If you don't want to deal with fat ghetto bitches, You don't have to deal with them. You got to just create with your own circumstances and put in the work to deal with it. You will never have to worry about fat Brenda or Stevie Dean's losing the Madden. You ain't got to worry about that shit. If you focus on what you want to look at Steve, man. Steve lives in, how much your house cost, Steve?
It'd be worth a few million in up north, but it's over 600,000.
How can you live in a $600,000 house worried about bullshit? Is it possible?
No, not of course not. No.
So I just want to let you guys know. Oh, ABL, you ABL, you got to come back, dog. You niggas cannot get far. These people create their own customers, their own customer bases, their own circumstances. Folks that want to be around. You can do the same shit too. Steve, do we have 619 on the line?
Let me see here. We have. Let me see. No, you say it's 619? No.
Yeah. We don't.
No 619, sir.
Oh, hold on, player. He called back in, dog. You got any other callers in the line?
Yeah. 614.
Okay, 614. Bring him on.
614, you're on, sir.
Yeah, this is Sebastian.
What up, Sebastian? Sebastian, he from the single mothers group. Sitting on the single mothers.
Yeah.
What's up, fam?
I wanted to talk about that customer service aspect. Like I was saying in the small group that you made, like some of the places you want to support, but they'll have irregular hours, and they won't be there. They won't be open when you need them.
Mm-hmm.
We had a really good fish spot here, but the dude was never there. And I really tried to support him, and I even gave word of mouth to him, but people would go there and he wouldn't be open. So you could charge a lot, but or have a high price, but it doesn't matter if you're not going to put in the work on your end and be there. That's just one aspect that I see that black businesses need to work on.
That's a big problem. That's a big problem, man. Having a good product but not being there. Steve, what's your take on that, man? The dude is good. He has something he can make money with, but the nigga just don't show up.
That's part of the problems and issues that we're having as a community, is that it's just the laziness that does more harm to us than good, man. Because a lot of people don't understand that. I think people are under this delusion that if you have a business, you get a day off. Shit, man, that's the funniest joke in the world. If you have a business, you get time off. And I know people who have businesses, they take time off 2 or 3 years after the business is like running smoothly or they're in the green. But in the first few years, there are no time offs and no breaks, man. It's working, man. And I think a lot of black people don't understand that. They think they can just go in there because they see it on TV. They think they can just do some shit and make money, man. Don't work that way.
Yeah, no, I absolutely understand, man. And this is the thing that I want to say. And me and Steve, this is why me and Steve are so special as individuals. Me and Steve are here every day. Like Steve did an individual show. This is Steve's second show, right, Steve?
Sir.
I did a show earlier tonight by myself, and then like shortly after Steve, about an hour and a half after Steve started, I started my own individual podcast. And then me and Steve, we're here every night. You guys see the vlog season that I'm on season 2. We're already going to the 5th episode of editing. We understand that if we want to do good on this, shout out to Shelly, you have to be putting out content all the time. Your fan base is going to be as loyal as to how available you are. Same thing with business. You can be as good as you want, but if you're not reliable, you guys got to understand, when you're doing the business, you are owned by the business. Do you understand that, motherfucker? You're owned by the business. Steve, tell these motherfuckers so they understand.
That's a little bit over the head. I don't think they ready for that, O'Shea.
let me tell you this real quick. Let me tell you this before the next caller. I took a vacation in June. I need another vacation right now. But because the needs of the business and what I'm trying to do, and I'm talking about a 3 or 4 day vacation, what I'm trying to do with the podcast and what I'm trying to do with the site, I have not taken another vacation, even though I deserve it and I can afford to do so. And I might do it here very shortly just because I need the time off. But when you have the business owns you. The needs of the business are only going to work if you work.
Yes, O'Shea. Yeah, and I 1000% agree with you. And I don't think people understand that. I don't think you, like I said, man, that you just. I mean, I go on vacation, but I got to bring my laptop with me because the hours because you remember it's not just in the United States. Like I say, you're in Poland. So if you're dealing with people in the U.S., I mean, your times are, your bed times are totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not like the regular guy, they're lucky. They get to go to bed and get 8 hours of sleep, I'm guessing. I guess that's the average. They really get to tuck in, drink their fucking warm milk or whatever the fuck they do, and they get 8 hours. Guys like us, 2 hours here, 3 hours there.
Yeah.
Or if we're lucky, you know what I mean? So I'm not complaining because I've always believed if you're sleeping, you ain't making money. I've always believed that. But I can't complain because the guy that's sleeping 8 hours has to get up and deal with the political bullshit, have to drive through traffic, have to work and worry about cutthroat people and shit like that. So it's always a give and take in this shit, O'Shea.
Yeah, like even right now, I have I got up at 3 a.m. I know the people that watch me, I have an 88% U.S. audience. So if they want to watch me, they're on their time. And then you had a show, so I couldn't do it. And so even a lot of times we're starting the show, it's like 12 midnight time. I should be asleep, right? And then I have rotation starting at least next week at 8 o'clock in the morning till 2. Big Ade, that's cool. So like a lot of times the I'm in Poland, but the people who watch me are in America. So I have to adjust my time to consolidate my American audience. Right? That's what I have to do. And you have to do what you have to do to keep the business going because the business, Alan Roger Curry gets paid for this. Donovan Sharp gets paid for this. Ron Wills gets paid for this. Nee Adder Big Bay gets paid for this, right? All of our brothers who write, Tony Maceo, we have paid writers. Bobby Snurr, they get paid off of the work that I do. So I have people that are depending on me to get up and do this work every night. Donovan Sharp wants to get his money. Even though Steve don't take no money, I go and donate into his shows when I see him on there. Shit. What'd you say?
Stop doing that shit.
Hey man, I do whatever the fuck I want. But people are dependent on the business has to keep working, right? We have to keep advertising. We have to keep people afloat. You guys still want this content. If we stop this content, you guys are not going to be like, you guys are going to go somewhere else. So we got to keep ourselves viable by keep doing this, right? So any other callers, Steve?
Yes, we have a 111 in the queue.
Okay, let's see if it's a troll.
111, you're on. What's your name? What's your question, sir?
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's Prentice. How y'all doing in there?
What up, Prentice? What's up with you, fam?
Ain't shit, man. I'm chilling. Just got off of work, but I call in. Yeah, I was listening while I was driving. Good callers tonight. Damn good callers tonight. I wanted to write down a couple of them books that dude said. I ain't catch what he said and everything.
It'll be on the replay, fam.
Huh?
The replay of the episode. It'll be. You can catch it on that if you listen to it again.
Oh yeah. I know that. I'll catch it. I'll write it down and shit. Yeah, there was a book I had checked out not too long. One of the radio hosts in New York City, this guy called Charlemagne the God. He wrote a book called Black Privilege.
Is he there? Hello? O'Shea, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, we hear you now. Yeah, you're back on. Yeah, we're gonna hear you.
Yeah. I was saying that this book that I got from this radio host in New York City, Charlamagne the God, called Black Privilege. And it just, it chimes on making opportunity for ourselves and shit. So that's a book that people could pick up and look out for. It's a pretty good book. He's an asshole, but the book is good. But I definitely appreciate the topic tonight. I was just enjoying it and shit. And shout out to you and O'Shea, Steve.
All right, that's what's up, man. We appreciate the call, big dog.
Yeah, all day.
All right, no doubt. Okay, O'Shea. We have a 7-7. We have two 770s, sir. There's a 770-296. Do you want to take that one? Did we lose O'Shea? Hold on a second. Where's O'Shea go? Let me see. I think we lost O'Shea. Did we lose? Yeah, we lost O'Shea. All right, let me bring in area code 770 while we're in O'Shea. 770, did you have a question or comment, sir?
No, I just got a comment. Good evening, gentlemen. Been listening to you guys for about 5-6 months now. This is Mr. Grandeur. Throwing my little $2 super chats from time to time, but I'm here speaking right now. I'm working at the airport, Hartsfield Jackson, out of Atlanta. Supposed to be the world's busiest or largest airport or whatever the case may be. And we're doing a snow exercise, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, last year when I first came out to this airport, I made recommendations on stuff that I saw not going right as far as getting equipment ready for if it does snow. And now I'm out here a year later. Half the shit out here won't start. The other half is in ill repair. And, saying that to say when it comes to like comparing this to black businesses, it's not just small businesses. And I'm saying this from like a government standpoint where people just drop the ball and it's not really a big deal until it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So now here I am trying to push a rock up a fucking hill yet again with very little resources at this location for my department,
Right, and yeah, but
and I just called in to say that.
Yeah, you said the key word government, man. Government.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Okay.
There's a truck backing up next to me. I'm sorry, guys.
Don't get hit. Don't get hit.
Yeah, I'm moving out the way now.
Get out the way.
But yeah, I mean, it's like I'm out the way, but it's like you see this laxness in small businesses. And I've seen it in like black-owned businesses where I'm like, all right, I'll try to support this business, but at the same time, I feel like I'm getting fucked when it comes to, like someone mentioned before, customer service and so on and so forth. And here at a government facility, it seems like people get a job where they can't easily be fired, so their level of quality, their level of output drops as well.
Yes, sir.
So it makes you wonder if the taxpayers knew what they were paying for. Would they, how would they feel? It's one of those situations. And as a child coming up, you would think that it's cliche, this being my first, government job. It's like, what the fuck? And I'm glad I don't live in this city or pay taxes to this city. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because it's systemic. And yeah, it is my opinion that it's a black issue, and not, Well, yeah. I mean, I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say. You got to excuse me.
No, it's cool. That's just why it's good to always, and I stress, the last thing I want for you or anybody is for you to be stressed out at your job. You know what I mean? This is why I always say it's good to start thinking about creating something of your own, because the job can be stressful, man. Believe me, I get it. You're the kind of gentleman that wants shit taken care of, but when you're the only one doing all the work and everybody else is not, it pisses you off, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's real frustrating. I mean, like the last couple of weeks, I've been chewing out my mechanics that work for me and shit, because I'm like, you guys suck. I suck because you guys suck, because you guys make me look like an asshole. Now I come out here, I'm expecting the equipment to start up and be able to operate for this drill, and half the equipment won't start, and it's not exactly something that you could just jump off. You know, this is all heavy duty stuff out here. Just saw shooting star. But anyway, you know, and it's like, guys, don't you give a fuck. But going back to what you said, yeah, as a matter of fact, I just got some paperwork back from my attorney for my LLC that I just started.
All right, what's
Probably
your business?
going into some kind of holding company.
What kind of company?
Go ahead, Steve.
I'm saying, no. What kind of
probably holding right now.
Holding? What's a holding?
Like real estate and other properties. As of right now, the plan is to just purchase real estate. I'm not trying to sell anything, not really trying to rent, not trying to flip. Just to hold it right now, sit on a property value until I get my degree, and I can move on to something that's a little bit more promising and use that on the back end. Then start to renovate, more than likely rent those, and move out of working for someone else completely. And I expect to do that over the next 5 years. So that's the game plan right now. First, I got to get this bachelor's next year, and find some other way of compensating myself.
Okay, but no, I hear what you're saying. No, I was just thinking. I hear what you're saying. No, I was just thinking that. I mean, that's good. But is there anything else that you can do in between that for the time being?
Right now, just side work, working on personal vehicles, you know, but that's not enough to help cover my mortgage, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I understand, sir.
Not with what I'm doing a full-time job in school as well, you know.
Let me ask you a question.
Because right now, it's like between. Go ahead, Steve.
No. Can you write or anything?
Yeah, I actually do write. I used to write resumes for people. But I used to not charge. Don't cuss me out, man. No, but I used to write resumes to people to help them get jobs and shit, you know. But I haven't had the time to sit down and write.
Do you have any kids?
No, sir.
Wow, that's great. Wow. Okay.
Yes, sir.
No, I believe that again. There's so many things that you can do right now. I see the real estate. That's a work on that. That's a long term, what I call a long term type venture. But there's some short term things you can think about doing to speed up your long term. You know, such as children's books, dog walking businesses, even making dog treats. I mean, there's a million and one things you can do to expand your business to put money back into the business. You know, like I forgot we had a caller that said, you know, he makes money, and some people fuck it off buying Jordans. I'm saying is you can start off small with a small business and start taking that money and investing in the second business. It's just a thought, big dog. That's all.
I'm sorry, Steve. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, it's a lot of noise back there. Okay, well, I'm gonna throw you back in the queue, man, because I can't even hear myself.
Yeah, put me back in the queue.
You got a lot of wind and shit, dog.
Yeah. As you see, I'm surrounded by vehicles out here.
Hey,
so I'm sorry about that, gentlemen.
Hey, look out! There's another vehicle. All right, man. We'll put you back in.
All right.
Okay, man.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night, man.
Good night. Hey, Steve, man. I hate to cut it short, but I got class in certain. Do you have any more callers in here?
714. We'll take this last call. We'll wrap it up.
All right, yeah, because I gotta be up out.
714. What you got? What's your name? What you calling for? Which question?
Hey, how's it going? My name is Ajay. To being able to start a business, import-exporting business. I'm a 30-year-old black man, graduated, but currently work in corporate finance, and I work about 60 hours a week, and I'm trying to do something else because I don't want to slave my life away working for another person. So I was curious to ask O'Shea, because since I work in the pharmaceutical industry in regards to importing and exporting pharmaceutical products from Poland actually to the United States. Since you were talking about black-owned businesses and how they tend to fail because there's not a lot of startup capital to begin with. Hello?
O'Shea?
Yeah, but what you just said is you're you're not asking a question. You're just making a statement. So I'm trying to figure out what the question is.
So my question is, how do you start up a business when your startup capital is not where you want it to be? So that's the quintessential problem a lot of African Americans have.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, it's like you say the title of your video says, do they under deliver even though they charge more? Well, they have to charge more, because if you're trying to break even necessarily in your business, you have to increase your prices in order to compensate for your losses. So my question is,
mm-hmm.
without the startup capital that a lot of businesses tend to fail, how do you keep afloat?
Well, I don't think the startup capital is why a lot of people's businesses fail. No, here's the thing. If you're trying to start a pharmaceutical industry, right, and you know automatically that you can't beat the prices of Walmart, I'm assuming, are you selling to clients? Okay, give me the scenario, the business you're thinking about doing. Are you going to be selling to businesses? Is it B2B, or is it going to be to retail, or like retail pharmacy?
Retail clients, basically. So I definitely can't compete with the big boys, but on a lower scale, to where I'm able to sell to individuals, given that they give me their prescription information and I send it out to a database for them to validate it. I'm able to sell it to individual personnels for a bit of a market price compared to the market rate of other pharmaceutical industries. So my platform is more of an internet platform, selling my product online,
mm-hmm.
to and then marketing it through a number of search engine websites.
Okay, so again, this sounds like a business is a very high risk already. I mean, I took pharmacology. I don't know a whole lot about pharmaceutical sales and stuff like that, but I know that you have your Genentechs out there, and you have your Johnson & Johnsons and other people that have this industry on. It sounds like a high risk situation as it is. But what I'm saying is this: if you, number one, know that you're trying to get into a business that you can't beat the price, and the business is already started by corporate giants in that business, and if you get in that business trying to overcharge to you to recoup what you've lost, that's plain stupidity to me. I would not even try to compete.
Basically, what you're telling me is that I'm priced out of the market.
I would think so. But here's the thing. Now, listen to this. If you were to take that same business and you were to take your skill set that you have, and you want to start your business in Liberia, you want to start your business in the Congo, or you want to take your business to Sierra Leone or Jinja, Uganda. Okay, now we're talking about a place where you can't compete necessarily in the United States, but you can compete someplace where another person can't compete. Now we're talking about, okay, now where's the startup capital for this? Now, if there's not so much game in town, you might be able to undercut some of the people that are already existing. Now, at this particular point, I think that you have a better circumstance. Now, how much does your business cost if you want to say that it will cost for you to start? How much would it cost for you to start for what you're talking about right now?
Around 50,000 to 75,000 on the optimistic side. So about 75K.
So you need $75,000. Then my question to you is, what are you willing to do to get that $75,000? See, because the thing is, whether that is you need a personal loan, you need you're already working 60 hours a week. Would you mind working 100 hours a week? I know that sounds crazy, right? But again, all of this is what it's going to take for you to get that. You might not be able to get it in 1 year. It might take you 5 years to get $50,000.
But everything else is about opportunity cost, right? The more I invest myself in generating the capital that is needed to start this business, the less I'm able to do anything else or focus on the business that I'm trying to put forth in other areas of it. The research that needs to happen. You see what I mean?
Well,
it's almost as if it's a give and take is what I'm looking at.
Well, all businesses are good and take. So here's the thing: do you drive Uber?
Right.
You know, I mean, you have to understand
What?
that. Let me say, do you take a shout out to Antoine Wade? I'll read this to you. You know, a lot of these businesses in the Black community, they don't fail because of the lack of capital, in my opinion. My opinion is that, you know, if you're trying to start, let's say, for example, a pharmaceutical restaurant or pharmaceutical industry, that might be a little bit different. But most Black businesses, you're starting in clothes, restaurants, food, daycare, things that can be started off with one client, and then you can use that one client to build up other clients, right? I would figure out if your business, you could start it by getting one customer or two customers and then build up, or three customers and then build up. And also what I would consider is, if you can't do your pharmaceutical business in the United States, then where can you do it? Because a lot of people do this, and I'm one of those people that do this right now, and consider this. The Negro Manosphere is a Black American website. It does okay in America. The Negro Manosphere does excellent in Nigeria. We're ranked now 19,005 out of millions of websites. Do you know why we do well so good there? Because there's nothing like the Negro Manosphere in Nigeria. It doesn't exist. So a whole nother market where nobody knows us and our content is completely different from anybody else in that country. So this is what I would suggest to you.
So you're saying find your niche, right?
I'm saying find your niche in a place that's not in the United States, because the United States, a westernized country, you're not going to be able to, you know, for something like that, you may be able to compete, but why not consider someplace else that you can beat somebody else out of? It could be Sierra Leone. It could be Liberia. It could be, it could even be Poland. You never know. I mean, you need to find where you can be the top dog and not be competing against other big top dogs, because you know Rite Aid is not in Ghana, right? You know Rite Aid is not in.
And actually, you know, right. And actually, I recently took a trip to Warsaw about 2 months ago, and for obvious reasons in regards to starting my business there. And I realized that it was more favorable in regards to prices because, you know, the exchange rate's like 4 to 1. But then also I was getting a lot of kickbacks in regards to policy issues or whatnot in regards to, and since I don't speak Polish, that was a bit of an issue that I had to deal with. But I could see what you mean, but that could also be happening in, you know, Ghana or anywhere. So it's a lot more research that has to go involved in regards to finding the right location that has lax regulations or whatnot. But it's all a process.
Let me just say this before I go, because I do have to get to class. But this is what I want to say. Poland is a country that is suffering from a big brain drain. Okay, which means that the people who have the talent from Poland, they are leaving. They're trying to get to the United Kingdom. A lot of people who are educated in the medical field are going to France. That leaves a population of people who are going to be underserved. It's to a point now that even me, I'm considering at some point, would I learn Polish and get my training in Poland to stay here, because I know there's going to be a big opportunity for me here. I've even thought about that myself. Bullshit you not. Okay.
Right.
Because I figure I could be a big fish in a very small pond. Here's where a lot of you Black people need to think. A lot of you Black men need to think. I need you to think globally. Where can you be a big fish at? Right? There are places that are developing, right? There are economies that are emerging. And think about Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin was small 10 years ago, but it's big now. I want you guys to think about a place that everybody thinks is a piece of shit right now and get in on it now. You know, get in on it now, right? A place is developing if you get in on it now. Like there was the richest guy in Uganda is a guy who's an Indian, a billionaire, who got in on something very early on. And these developing countries that speak English, that have good weather, I would consider looking at these places. I would consider Liberia. I would consider Ghana. I would consider Gambia. All of these places that get a lot of great weather. They speak English, and these people are lacking in talent. A lot of you Black men have the talent and have the know-how. You need to be in a place where you are the big fish. You can be the big fish. You can use your US dollars and your connections to take your skills someplace else. Me and Steve talk about this all the time. We're penetrating Nigeria in a blog market because we can afford to put Facebook ads in Nigeria every week. We can afford to do this show and stream to Nigeria with our other ads. Right? Steve gets hits from Nigeria, or at least his ads get picked up from Nigeria, because in Nigeria it costs too much to run this blog there. It doesn't cost me shit to do it in Poland. So you guys got to think, where can you be? Go ahead.
I'm actually Nigerian to begin with.
Okay.
I'm actually
what tribe are you?
From 209. Actually, that's why I've been listening to you. I'm from Stockton, California, but I had to get out of Stockton because it was too dangerous. So I moved to LA for college and other reasons. But yeah, man, it was a pleasure talking to you and getting your insight on all.
What part of Nigeria are you from? What's your tribe?
What you've given me.
What's your tribe?
Definitely put me back in the queue or something.
Hey, what's your tribe before you go? What part of Nigeria are you from?
Oh, I'm Yoruba.
So okay, so Yoruba man. Okay, so Yoruba. Sorry. That's Lagos area, right?
Yeah, Lagos. Yeah.
Think about this. The richest part of Nigeria is the Yoruba. Is the Lagos state. You got Banana Island there. You have all these places. I mean, Lagos State is where everything's happening at. So if you have connections in Lagos State is the best part of Africa. You know, it's where everybody in Nigeria wants to be in Lagos.
But yeah, but the problem with Nigeria now, if you've noticed, that a lot of Chinese people are actually moving into parts of Nigeria and Africa, and they're starting to be more of an economic factor in areas of Africa, and it's not really being talked about of how they're coming in and trying to project their economic power into parts of Africa. So
then that's why you need to be over there. Do you understand what we're saying? You know, a lot of you guys are still stuck on making it in America and making it. You guys need to do what these Chinese people are doing. They are seeing something that you're not, and this is why you look for. Let's say if you're Lagos is packed, go to River State, go to Abia State, right? Go to some of these states that are not as packed as, and then you go there and start your stuff. So listen, we'll talk, man. Email me at planetoshay@gmail.com. I gotta go. People say I didn't know O'Shea was business savvy. Listen, you can't take a blog like mine to where you have 1 year and not have some kind of savviness. Okay, I might not be like the dean, but I know I can at least read and write sometimes, right, Steve? As a monkey.
No doubt, monkey back.
Well, listen, guys, listen.
Got you. God bless.
All right, man. Email me, man. We'll talk, man, because I'm from Sacramento, as you know. So listen, guys, before we go, I want to thank Steve for staying up this late. Black men, we love you. Thank you for listening to the show tonight. Thank you for everybody that donated. My man came through, Antoine Wade. Keep up the good work, Antoine in Malaysia. We have brothers in Malaysia, man, that watch this podcast stuff. That are brothers doing things all over the world. We want black men to not even look at just business in America, but consider places that are English speaking. Even Malaysia is English speaking, right? Take your skill sets other places, and then you can do business possibly in other places. Don't be afraid to do stuff. Don't be afraid to get your stuff together. All right, Steve, any closing words?
No, sir. Just want to thank everybody in the chat for the support and everybody that takes the time to listen to the show. Thank you.
All right, Steve, I'm gonna call you right now, man. I'm gonna just go downstairs real quick, okay?
Holla.
All right, shout out to everybody, fam. Shout out to my man Falcon Black. Hey guys, we'll be on tomorrow with a great show at the regular time, okay?
Joseph, I'm gonna call you after talk to O'Shea. I'll be calling you. So
all right, peace.